Hello everyone, welcome back to Hacking with Ken. So this is the day 3 in vulnerability scanning. Now we are going to be using a tool called Nmap to proceed with our scannings. So as some of you may have used Nmap in the past, Nmap is basically a network scanning tool which is used to identify the alive devices in the network. So it was first introduced in the I guess around 90s, and it was used in Matrix movie 2 where Trinity uses Nmap to hack using the SSH. So and this tool has been around ever since, and it got pretty good recognition, and it's now #1 network scanning tool. So Nmap does a lot than scanning a network. It scans the devices and tells you what ports and services they're running. I already made a video on what are ports and services, so you can go ahead and watch that if you have any confusion on that. So but we are going to be proceeding with Nmap now. So we are going to be running Nmap on our metasploitable machine that we set up on our lab video. So if you didn't watch the day 1 video, go ahead and watch the day 1 video, because you won't get anything if you don't understand what is going on. So if you don't understand what is going on here, how we set up the metasploitable, just go ahead and watch my day 1 video and you will see what I'm talking about. So let's proceed with Nmap. For Nmap, we only need the machine IP that we're going to be scanning. So in our case, the INET address is 192.168.100.5. So let's just go ahead and minimize that. So we are not going to be using that. So let's open up our terminal. Let's go over to the desktop first, and let's make a directory called metasploitable. Let's make a directory called metasploitable, and let's go into that. Okay, let's go into the root. I'm going to be entering my password, and here we go. We are officially in the root now. So now, before we proceed, there are a few things to keep in mind when you are using Nmap. The more information you want, the more time it will take. So this is only in my own lab setup. I'm doing this Nmap scan in my own lab setup, in my own environment. But in real life, these scans usually take up a lot of time. With many information you want, there is going to be always a lot of time, and sometimes even Nmap takes like 10 to 15 minutes, and I've seen it. Because if you want more info and accurate info, then it has to be slow and precise. When it has to be precise, it has to be slow. So this is kind of like the situation. But if you do the aggressive scanning, it might get your IP blocked from the server or from that network, and also it won't give you the accurate result, not the precise result that you are looking for. So it's better to be stealthy and be precise rather than be aggressive and like that. Okay, but we are going to be using a lot of parameters in this to uncover more information. Okay, so stick with me. So all you need to do, first of all, we only going to be running simple Nmap scan. Let's type Nmap, and let's type 192.168.100.5. That was the IP, wasn't it? And now just go with it. We are just going with the simple Nmap scan. Just simple. Just I didn't type any parameters or things like that. Okay, we got the result of Nmap. So first of all, let's see what we got. We got the host is up and running. Okay, 97 closed TCP ports. There are some ports that are closed, and there are a lot of ports that are open. We have FTP open, we have SSH, we have telnet, we have SMTP domain, we have HTTP, and then NetBIOS, we have Samba, and we have exec login. A lot of ports we found. Okay, so it means that we may have found more than, I guess, 10 I guess it's 10 to 15 ports. So we also found the MAC address, and the MAC address is this, and it's in Oracle VirtualBox, virtual NIC. It detects is it virtual or physical. If it was a physical machine, it might have given us something different. So we got this simple Nmap scan. Now it's time to do some more digging. Well, we got the how many ports and services are running, but we want to know what version they're running, right? I mean, we already know if we get a hunch that this machine is running a website. I mean, it's running some HTTP, like, but what HTTP server is using? Is it Tomcat? Is it Apache? Is it Nginx? So what kind and what version? Maybe that version could be vulnerable. As we saw in the day 2 video, we can use exploit db. If a version is vulnerable, we can use exploit db to exploit that. Okay, so let's go ahead and find out. So to do that, just type nmap -small s capital V for service version, and then type 192.168.100.5. okay, let's go with it. And this might take a few more minutes than the last one, so we might have to wait. So as I said, the more information you want, the more time Nmap is gonna take to provide you that info. So I mean, it all really depends on how much you want, right? So the scan came back and we got service version, and somehow the service version also tells us that this is the Debian 8 Ubuntu. Okay, it's a Ubuntu machine, so, and it's a Linux machine. So even if we don't know it was a Linux machine, we now know that it's a Linux machine because this SSH is of Debian Ubuntu. So we can figure out the operating systems, and now we have something we didn't had before. We got the services version, we have this FTP version, we have this open SSH. Here we go, we have this open SSH version, and we got the Apache HTTPD version. And then if we go here, we got the MySQL and PostgreSQL DB. And then here we have Pro FTD. We got here another FTP port is open on 2121. And then we have the Apache Tomcat and Apache Gisref. So we got the service version. Now we can search for them. If this version is vulnerable, we can exploit that machine. But in this video, we are going to be focusing on just Nmap. Okay, so let's clear up our screen. And now I want to save this scan. Okay, now I want to run something else. I want to see if these services are vulnerable to anything. Okay, if these are vulnerable, then maybe Nmap can provide that. So we can do that. And there is one more thing we're going to do. We are going to be using a parameter to save this scan in a file, because I mean, we want to see what ports were open, what service version, so we don't want to lose our results, right? So -s capital C for script, -small s capital V for service version, -192.168.100.5, and now -o small n. To save this in a file, we will say service scan, just that, and let's hit enter. And Nmap is gonna take up some time now because we put some new parameters in this, so it's gonna take a few more minutes than the last one. So we just wait here. And I already made tons of videos on working of Nmap, so you can just search Nmap on my channel and you will find a lot of videos on its working. And I've made videos like, I know, I think I focused too much on Nmap. Okay, now we have the result. We have the more detailed result, and we didn't had before. And we still don't know if this version is vulnerable, but we now got the much better result than we got in the last result. because in the FTP anonymous login is allowed. We didn't know that before. Now the -sc gave us something we didn't know. So now we know the in FTP the anonymous login is allowed without a password. And then in SSH there is the RSA key and stuff like that, the SSL, and a lot of things going on, and RPC bind, and a lot of things which might not make sense to you right now, but there are a lot of information. So as you can see, MySQL info, version, protocol, and thread ID. I mean, there is a lot of information that we can use to exploit. So in here we can see the Apache Tomcat here, the same info. In the SMB we can see the account used is guest, authentication is user, and we can log in into guest, and computer name is metasploitable. So we can go ahead. Now this scan, even if I clear the screen, I won't lose this scan because we already save it in service scan file. So now it's time to just do up a little more digging. So in this I'm going to be using a parameter called --script -1, and this is something, wait, hold on, --script, I forgot the parameter, to be honest. -script 1, yeah, that was it. Let's do that, and this scan might give us the CVEs, or what we need to proceed with the further scans. So this will give us if any other version is vulnerable to any CVE, or if any exploit is available for that specific version. This scan will give us the -script and 1. It really helps a lot in determining if that version is vulnerable and the exploit of it is available to us, so we can exploit that service and take control over that machine. Now this one will take a lot of time than previous, so we gotta be patient on this one. So now this is a new parameter I used on my channel, but other than that I've done all parameters on my channel on Nmap, and I also did video on Rust scan, which Rust scan claims that it's faster than Nmap, but I don't like to think so, because Rust scan sometimes also it's weird to for not so much basic people. So I would say if you want to get into network scanning, I would say Nmap is your best friend on this. So I won't say you don't need to go into the other tools, because Nmap is literally one of the best out there. And I mean, if you want to use other scanning tool, you can be my guest, you can go ahead, and but I would say Nmap is the best because it's old. One of the things that I like about this tool is that it's old. The older the tool, the better its compatibility with every system, and the better the scanning results, because if it's old, you can detect the old versions quickly. It's been updated over the last, I don't know, I guess 20 years or more like that. So there are a lot of good tools, but I would say Nmap is the one, and it's been chosen by CH and most of the professional pen testers out there. So this scan is taking quite a long time here. If this scan gets stuck, just remember it's not stuck. Nmap is doing network scripting engine. This NSE means that Nmap scripting engine. The Nmap is doing its job, so let it be. Don't press Ctrl C to eliminate the scan. Just wait a few minutes, and this will show you the results. So all you have to do is just wait. As I said, the more information you want, the more time it's gonna take. Okay, so you can't just ask for like a bunch of information in just few seconds. It doesn't work like that. You have to be patient with it. Okay, so also it depends upon your network speed and processor speed. Now I may not have very good processor or RAM right now, So but I am trying to upgrade my laptop as soon as I get my financials done. So this is what we have to do. We have to wait a little now, and it's saying that it's going to be giving me result any time now. So we all we can do is wait now. So I mean, I just don't want to pause the video because this is the last scan we will go through, and then the video is over. So I really just don't want to pause on that and then come back. So it will be really annoying, to be honest. And we can talk about more about Nmap till the scanning is done. Once the scanning is done, we will go into the result. We can figure out and what to do with it. And in the next video, we will be doing with the OpenVAS. In the day 4 of vulnerability scanning, we will do the OpenVAS stuff. So Nmap works with the concept of handshake, the concept of three-way handshake or two-way handshake. So three-way handshake is like this: you go into the server, you say hello, and server replies to you, hello, yes, I'm here, and then you say I want this data or stuff like that. So it's basically works like that: the SYN packet, the SYN-ACK, and then acknowledgement. So SYN really means synchronization, like saying hello and discovering your target or discovering the server that you want to request on. So and the ACK means the acknowledgement. The acknowledgement means that yes, I am here, you can what you wanted to request. So and the SYN-ACK means that that the synchronization and acknowledgement, yes, I'm here, what do you want? And the acknowledgement is okay, I got it, you're here now, so we can communicate. And I think this is taking quite a long time now, so I may have to cancel on that. I mean, I said, but I may have to cancel on that because okay, let's see. Let's save it in different file. I may have messed up the file. Let's place it in metasploitable file, a new file, and let's wait now. Let's wait for a few more minutes, and it will be done in no time. If it doesn't, well, uh, then you need to figure out yourself. Just run these same parameters and you will get the result of CVEs and stuff like that. I already made a video on exploiting FTP version using the Nmap. So I use this scripting parameter on that video too. So basically the same command will work on almost everything. Also, there are a lot of Nmap scripts available for you to use, and they're written in language called Lua. So if you know Lua language, you can write your own Nmap scripts to advance your scanning, and so you don't have to like give more parameters in the terminal like I do. You can just customize your own parameters and then run that script. So the Nmap scripting engines are really helpful, and there are a lot of other scripts available too. Like if you want to enumerate Apache, SSH, there are Nmap scripts that can help you with it. So I mean, but for now you have got to be stick with the basic scanning. At least know the basic scanning, right? So then you can go ahead and do all the crazy stuff like information gathering and firewall evasion and other things you can do with Nmap. So you can evade firewall using the Nmap, using the timeout technique or packet size technique, fragments, I think so it was that. So you can do that. You can you can evade firewalls using the xmax scan, fin scan, I guess. And there are a lot of Nmap to cover. I mean, even if you go into the Nmap alone, there are a lot of modules to cover. So there are like tons of modules, tons of parameters that you can cover. You can spoof your IP during the scan. You can do a zombie scan. You can do an idle zombie scan. I mean, there are a lot of things. And in spoofing the you can just spoof the request to another server. So if even if your even if the target servers get your IP and get your scanning, they won't be able to block your IP because the request is coming from somewhere else. So you can spoof your IP address and really easy with Nmap. So I would say it's Nmap is kind of a dangerous tool, but still it comes in handy when you have to do the pen tester work, or especially in network scanning, especially when figuring out the network ports and stuff like that. So there we are in 99.90%, and it's stuck again. Now I really don't know why. Sometimes it gets stuck, sometimes the Nmap is freaking annoying a lot. Like, it gets stuck and it annoys me a lot. I really don't know why. I mean, I provided all the resources, all the right commands, all the things, and the scripting engine sometimes take up a lot of time. Sometimes it just done it in seconds. It just completes the scan in second. I mean, the minute I minimize the terminal, it will do scanning, complete the scan. But I mean, if I'm right here, it won't. So I don't know what the problem is here. So machine is up and running. There's no problem with the machine. So let's bring me my mouse back. The machine is up and running. So what seems to be the problem here? The Nmap is getting stuck every time on 99.90%. Let me check if there is cache in my RAM. Let me clear that cache. This command will clear up the cache in your Linux. If you have any cache stored, this will free your memory. Now I have like 6.3 gig free, so this command will really help. And still no word from Nmap yet, so we just gotta press enter until it gives us some result. So I really don't have any idea what's happening right now. So the Nmap scan got stuck and we are not getting any info, and the video is taking so long. So I'm just going to leave it here, and I'm just going to leave it here for you to try. You can try it yourself, and if you get the result, let me know. I will I mean, after some time, after like 5 minutes, I will get the result, but we don't have 5 minutes. We can't wait much more. So this is where I leave it. Okay, so just scan the metasploitable and figure out the CVEs, and then we will talk about it in our next vulnerability scanning video. Also, I'm thinking of starting a playlist. I'm working on new playlists, so I will upload those playlists soon. So also, I got another idea to make a pathway for cybersecurity and ethical hacking. I will do that too, thanks to a random stranger. I really forgot his name. So I will make the video on how you can start your journey in ethical hacking and cybersecurity. So now this can really really took a lot of time. So okay, it's running now. Okay, 99.93. Maybe there is still hope for it. So maybe not. It's again stuck on, wait, about 89 point. Okay, finally finally we got something. Okay, as you can see, we have a lot of information to cover now, but we have a lot. Okay, I'm just going to clear up the screen, and we will read the metasploitable file. Okay, now first, if we look at the FTP, the VSFTPD version is backdoor exploitable, and it's exploitable. Its CVE is this. We can check out the CVE. Now we can just put it on the exploit DB, and it will give us the special exploit that we're looking for. We will get into the root, direct root, and then in the SSH there are a lot of CVEs available in the SSH2, because this is SSH version is vulnerable. So a lot of CVs are available for that. No CVs for telnet. Also, I think so, CVEs available for No CV available for SMTP, I guess. But there is a lot of information to cover here. We can, okay, there SMTP is vulnerable. There is a CVE, so we can apply that. So okay, the domain is a lot of vulnerable with a lot of CVEs. So, and as you can see, the more we go on, the Apache, I guess, is vulnerable too. um, let's see here. There's a lot of data that we can form action, form ID, path, and there are like a lot of files that we can view as a normal user that we are not supposed to see. So there are as you can see, there are a lot of files here that we are not supposed to see here. I mean, the administrator pages and stuff like that. So if we go down, we will find a lot of data related to uh, our scanning results. And the HTTP is small. HTTP, it provides the all vulnerable pages, all the pages that you need to crawl. You don't I mean, some of them may be important, some of them are not. So in another there is a version, there is also CVE available, a lot of CVEs and SSV. So I mean, this is the Nmap scan we were looking for. Now it will take a lot of time to go through all of this, so try to understand that. And I guess there is still FTP on 2121 is vulnerable. Even MySQL is vulnerable to a lot of exploits. And as we go on, the PostgreSQL is vulnerable also to a lot of exploits. And here we go, this is the final result. And I guess in the Apache Tomcat, there is still a lot of files that we can see, so that we're not supposed to see. So I guess this is it, and this is the scan that we were looking for since the beginning. So I will meet you guys in the next video, and this is all for today. And we learned today the Nmap scanning, how you can scan for vulnerabilities in a machine using the Nmap tool. So this is all for today, and I will see you guys in the next video.